Hey, what's up, everyone? Danny Batsalkin here. Welcome to another episode of DannyBLive. And today, you guys, I am super excited because we have Andrew Jevin, aka the Snapping Realtor, on, and he's going to show you how you can turn your Instagram followers into clients. So if you're a real estate agent or you're thinking about getting into real estate, you do not want to miss this show. Let's do it, you guys. All right, you guys, here we go. Andrew, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here, man. I'm so excited to have you.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm excited, Danny.
All right, you guys. So here we go. If you're watching, if you're listening right now, what I want to tell you is I am so excited for this show. As I said, we have Andrew Jevin on, a.k.a. the Snapping Realtor. He's going to tell us how he came up with that name, by the way. That's what I've been meaning to ask him. But you guys, if you're watching, I want to encourage you to throw your comments and throw your questions into the chat box in YouTube right here. Andrew will answer your questions live. This is a great opportunity to get your questions answered by someone who's got an amazing course on Instagram. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how you can take all those followers you have, turn them into clients, and also if you're struggling growing your Instagram, which is me, by the way. I have a new Instagram account. I'm going to ask him how to grow it, and he's going to tell us all about that and everything else in between. So thank you so much for tuning in. We got a lot of people on. And Andrew, let's just go ahead and hit it. So thanks for being on. And I'd love for you to kind of share your story, how you got into Instagram and how you got where you are today.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for having me, Danny. I got my real estate license 5 years ago. I came out to LA, did the acting thing for a while. Then my dad passed away. I have a stroke suddenly, and it kind of just changed my world around. After that, I kind of for 6 months tried to figure out what I wanted to do next. I didn't want to leave California, but I knew I didn't want to do acting anymore. And a friend of mine said, well, why don't you get into real estate? You'll kill it. It's fun. So I got my license, and I joined a big time brokerage here on the West Side. I won't say the name because some of these people might be members of these brokerages. Right. But they have a 12-week training program. And there's a productivity coach that you're assigned, and they kind of go through finding leads and growing your business. And on the first week, it was a Tuesday, I'll never forget it, at 9 a.m. She wanted me to call everybody in my sphere and my phone and tell them I just got into real estate. And I remember thinking in my head, I'm everybody's at work, this is not going to go, nobody's going to answer. And sure enough, nobody answered. So I would go outside and I'd go on Snapchat. And I would send them a snap of me. I was snapping them. And then as those 12 weeks went on, we would go out in Broker's Caravan. I would put those houses that we were seeing on Snapchat. And people were writing back right away and engaging. And I'm wow, this is really working here. This was back in 2015 probably. And that kind of just said Instagram got bigger, and then Instagram stories came out. And Snapchat was so hard because only people that basically knew you or followed you could engage with you. But with Instagram and Instagram stories, you could reach people that don't know you. And I thought that was just so cool. And I just doubled down on that. And, I was the Snapping Realtor on Snapchat. And then came from Snapchat, not Snapping Fingers or Snapping Turtle. Some people think that. But no, I came from Snapchat, and then I segged it into Instagram. And then I was you know what? I don't want to change this because this is what people know me as. And I kind of think about it as still snapping pictures.
Yep.
But then I just kind of doubled down on Instagram. And that's really the main chunk of my lead generation is on Instagram.
Awesome, Andrew. So, okay, you answered my first question. So I thought it was snapping photos, but it's Snapchat. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Hey, to our people who are just joining us, I see there's a lot of people joining us, by the way. Riva says, hey, what's up, guys? And Miles says, yeah. So we got a lot of people excited about the show today, which is fantastic. Thank you guys for being on. Again, throw your comments and questions right into the chat box somewhere in YouTube here. And we will answer them. Andrew will answer them live for you on the air. Also, if you're getting value already, give us a thumbs up on the video. We'd love to see that as well. Help the video go up in the rankings and all that good stuff in YouTube. Okay, so you answered my first question of where the Snapping Realtor came from. I love that. And then you got into, by the way, your entrance into real estate was a lot better than mine. I was a lawyer before, and when I got into real estate, I had no idea what I was doing. And I went to this like coaching event. And the first thing they said was not call your sphere, but it was like go out in the parking lot and call expired listings. So
Ooh.
so I ran out in the parking lot and I started calling expired and something like, this sucks, man. They're yelling at me like they don't want me. They say realtors suck. I'm like, what? I thought I made the wrong decision. Anyway, so yours was at least call your people you know, right?
Yeah, at least. Oh my God, yeah, that expired would have got me right out of real estate.
Totally. Funny enough, I got a listing in a couple of days from that. But anyway, that's a different story. So all right, Andrew. So let's talk Instagram, right? Because a lot of people talk about social media and all that kind of stuff. But the question I have for you is like, do you actually get business from Instagram, and how does that work? How does that happen?
Yeah, so this is like agents all the time ask me like they're like, "What's your ROI on Instagram?" Like they want like real tangible results, and which I do have some. But I first tell them to stop thinking of that and start thinking of Instagram as part of your brand. It's another part of your brand that, in my opinion, is probably right now the most important part for you to grow and to get out in front of people, specifically the community and the local community that you're in. Uh, I've been out in LA now for 15 years, so I've met different groups of friends that like I might have not have kept in touch with, but we follow each other on Instagram. So as the years and now like they're all getting ready to buy, they're DMing me saying, "Hey Andrew, like we've seen you like the past 5 years, like it's ready to buy. Like I know we haven't seen each other in 10 years, but would you mind like jumping on a call with us? We want to buy a condo in West LA." So it's like for me, it's like tapping those people without ever having to call people and say, "Do you know anybody who wants to buy or sell? Do you know anybody who wants to buy or sell?" Because I'm always out there. I'm always doing like what I need to be doing. Like I got a client from I used to go to Orange Theory in Santa Monica. And I would always go on Instagram and just like go under the Orange Theory Santa Monica location tag and comment on other people's posts at Orange Theory, Santa Monica. Then I'd go in wearing my Compass shirt and I'd be working out and people would be like, "Wait a second, like I talked to you on Instagram, you're the snapping realtor." And I'm like, "Yeah." And like afterwards we talk and they'd be like, "Can we get coffee next class together? After class, can we get coffee? I want to talk to you about real estate." Cut to 2 years later, we just closed on her and her husband's first house in Culver City.
Wow.
And that was all done because of Instagram. And it
Amazing, Andrew. That
was
is
awesome
that is
long
so awesome.
term. So yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. So let's take this in, segments. I'm a very system kind of guy, right? So I want to ask, like, when it comes to Instagram, do you have a structured system approach to this? Like, hey, I spend an hour a day. These are the checklist items I do every day, or is it kind of more as you go?
I'd say it's a nice mix. I always start every month off with a content calendar.
Okay.
So I'm old school and I print up a blank calendar. Like, so I'm actually going to do it this weekend for the month of July.
Okay.
I then go through all the national days for the month of July. So say like I know it's 4th of July. Say it might be like national. I know you're a big wine guy, I think, from your story. You got some good wine over there. Say that's like National Cabernet Day on July 10th. So I'm like, "Oh, I love Cabernet. Like I definitely have a picture already of me drinking Cab up in Napa."
Nice.
So I'll have that. Every Tuesday.
Wait, don't go anywhere. What's your favorite cab?
Honeg and Joseph Phelps are probably, and Camus.
Oh, Camus is a good one. All right, cool. Sorry, I had to stop there.
Yeah. And then every Tuesday I do Tub Tuesday. So I know that's going to be real estate related. And then like I kind of sprinkle it out, and that's going to be like my nice base because I only post 3 or 4 times a week on my actual Instagram profile. And then after that, like stories, that's why I love stories so much because it's just like whatever I feel like doing, I can just throw on a story. There's no pressure there. So many agents put pressure on stories. I'm like, this is the whole point of stories. It's just like a behind the scenes of like what you're doing every day.
Totally. No, that makes sense. Okay, so this is great. So you guys, by the way, I've already gotten a ton of value because for me, hearing, hey, let's plan out the month as opposed to like being behind and just doing whatever is huge. So if you got value out of that, give us a thumbs up and let's give a couple shout outs here, Andrew, because we got a lot of people on saying hello. We got Elena saying hi. We got Miles Trevor saying, hey guys, you might know some of these people. We got Devin saying hello and then Baron saying hello. So lots of hellos to us. Thank you guys for being on. If you have a question, throw it into the chat box. We will get it answered. I have them all queued up here for Andrew. So already great content. And a question I have for you on the content calendar, Andrew, is do you use software or is this all manually done through Instagram?
So I do it all manually through Instagram, like because you can actually get your post ready, filter it, get the caption, and then save it as a draft. So it's already in there. I know some people use like Planly,
Yeah.
Hootsuite, Sprout. I think they're all fine. I tried doing it. I'm not a system person, and I know like that's probably my biggest fault in life. But it like drives me crazy because I'm just a little bit ADD where I'm like, oh, let's do this, and
Right.
that works for me. But I know a lot of people like yourself probably it would work to have some sort of plan. Sometimes I actually will put it in my iCalendar.
Okay.
I'll like have it. So like I'm like, oh, I know I need to post on that date. And I'll put the actual post in iCalendar. So I'm ready to go.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. So you've planned out the whole month basically in terms of your posts, and then you also have your stories that you're doing. What are some other kind of key tips? I mean, you said one earlier, and if you guys missed the one about looking at the location. See, I'm a systems guy, so I'm writing all this down. Look at the location, and then comment on people who are at that location. What else are you
Yeah.
doing kind of on a daily basis on Instagram to really grow and then drive that engagement?
Good question. I was hoping you were going to ask that. So a lot of agents ask me, they're like, well, how I want more followers. I want more followers.
Yes.
And whatever you do, just don't buy your followers because you'll mess up the Instagram algorithm. And a lot of agents, I mean, I even did it for like 6 months, 4 years ago, where I hired like a service to
Yep.
hyper grow me. And it ended up like making things so much worse after like a year because then all of a sudden like my algorithm and it took me 4 years to really weed that out and grow and get
Hmm.
past it. But a lot of agents I think bought a certain amount so they could get that swipe up.
Yep.
But I say do it organically because it's just long term it's going to be that much better for you. But so what I do is, and this is what I started doing, I take 15 minutes every day and I set my timer on my phone and I actively engage with other users. So that could be sometimes I'm a Compass agent or
Hmm.
Compass agent. So I'll engage with the Agents of Compass hashtag. So now I'm engaging with Compass agents from around the country and also just agents in general to get that agent to agent referral because that to me is so huge on Instagram and we can get into that later.
Yeah.
But I would say so also like going to the businesses and going under location and then engaging like Orange Theory or different restaurants. Like I'm over here in Santa Monica. So I'll go to the different restaurants here in Santa Monica and then go under their location and comment and be like, oh, that's my favorite dish there, or I love that wine. And then it kind of just opens up conversation and hopefully they come to my profile and follow me.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are some fantastic tips. And Andrew, what you just mentioned is actually what happened to me. So I had a former staff member who was like, "Hey, we got to grow your Instagram, and there's a service," and so we did it. And what they were doing was like a likes, or where they go like everyone's stuff and then they dislike whatever. I have no idea.
Follow for follow.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And so what happened was all of a sudden I got all these followers and I got up to like almost 10,000. But then we noticed like there was zero engagement. No one was seeing my post and all this kind of stuff. And so we actually just restarted. We decided, actually based on your advice, we just
Yeah.
canceled out that account. We launched a new one. But now I'm like, oh, I only have a couple hundred followers. What do I do?
But your engagement's going to be that much better now. And
Yeah.
like that's what I tell people, I'm like, I'd rather have eight, like, and also the lower the amount of followers you have is usually the better engagement that you get.
Right.
And I'd rather have 800 followers with amazing engagement because they're the people that are going to work with me that I'm going to make money off of versus 50,000 followers and 10 likes on a picture.
Yeah, exactly. No, that makes perfect sense. That makes and on that note, we do have a question. I think it's based on what you said, but we have a question saying, "Have you ever heard of shadow banning?" I don't know what that is. Is that what the algorithm does when you buy leads?
That so that's what I have read that happens. But Instagram knows when you're buying likes, when you're buying followers, and they will kind of like, I guess, shadow ban. And from what I've seen, just like watching other agents and then talking with them to help them grow, like all of a sudden they're like, why do I get like 10 likes on a picture? I'm like, because Instagram's like punishing you and putting you lower on the algorithm, on everybody's feed, so nobody's seeing your stuff.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So you guys, I got to tell you already 15 minutes in, I'm getting a ton of value from this video. I hope you are as well. And I want to take a little pause from the content to talk about something really cool that Andrew's doing. You guys, by the way, all of this stuff is going to be in the description in the video. But Andrew, I know that you recently launched an Instagram course. And so if you guys are watching this and you're like, hey, Andrew's amazing, I want to work with him on Instagram, I want him to help me. Tell us a little bit about this, because I think this is so cool.
Yeah, so this is awesome. So about a year ago, my sales manager in Santa Monica at our Compass office asked me to, like, agents were coming up to her asking if I could help them with their Instagram, and she's like, "You don't have time for that." So she's like, "Why don't we do once a month a workshop?" And I'm like, "Okay, we'll do that." So we did it. We ended up doing it like for 4 or 5 months, once a month. There was about like anywhere between 30 and 50 agents from our office came in, and I helped them with Instagram. And then I got to speak in Miami at our Compass retreat, and I moderated 2 panels there. So afterwards, I'm like, wow, like this is really something. Like like agents are yearning for this knowledge. So I, along with my partners, we created this online course. And I love it because it's for beginners, or it's for people that are struggling, that have had Instagram, but they just can't figure out like what they're doing with Instagram and how to grow their business.
Right.
So I came up. It's like it's almost a 4-hour course with like videos. It's got worksheets to help you figure out what your calling card is, what your brand is, and then also like how to get partnerships, how to be a part of the community, and to use like hashtags, stories. So it's been great. And, I have 32 students in, and they are like, some of them are crushing it right now. Those are the ones that are actually doing it.
Right.
But it's fun to watch. And then I'm like, I have a private Facebook group that you're a part of, where every month I show everybody my content calendar.
Oh,
So they
cool.
can kind of see like what I'm doing. And then once a month I do a live Q&A with an agent that's killing it on Instagram. Yesterday was my first one with Tiffany Pantuzzi out of Orlando Compass office. And like she, because I want agents to like kind of do that collaboration without ego, one of
Yeah.
our core principles at Compass, and kind of just see like what other agents are doing and get tips. Because some things that like say Tiffany or Shelton Wilder's doing versus what they're different, but they're working. And so that's been great. It's just kind of the collaboration of other agents now involved, and it's been great. So I love it, and I really encourage anybody that's struggling to like, check out the course. And then I'll give you a code. There's a code for $100 off. It's VIP 2020, capital V, capital I, capital P 2020, and you can get $100 off.
Sweet. Thank you for that, Andrew. Hey, you guys, if you're watching, we're going to put all of that stuff in the description below, including the code that you can only get here on the show on DannyBLive. So thanks. And even if you're giving it elsewhere, I'm going to still say it's only here. So there we go. Good stuff, man. No, that's fantastic. You guys, highly encourage that. Look, you have someone that's not only teaching it, but he's doing it. He's doing it real time, and so you can watch exactly what he's doing. Amazing course. Thank you so much for doing that. I know it's a lot of work, and so you guys jump on in there and check that out. I think that's going to be great. All right, you guys. So Andrew, let's now that we talked about that a little bit, I want to ask you about, now that we've had, or we're in the middle of a pandemic still with a lot of different rules about real estate. How is that affecting what you're doing on Instagram? Are things different? Are you having to do new stuff? Is it helping you, hurting you? Talk about that a little bit for us.
Honestly, like I'm a solo agent. I'm by myself. I don't have an assistant. I do need help, I'm realizing. But
all right, we can talk about that.
I'm busier than ever right now. And I think it really is, Instagram has helped me. I talk to like agents all the time, just like, throughout the past couple months. And a lot of them are struggling because they're like, I don't have open houses to get leads. So I can't host any other agent's open house right now, or I can't go door knocking. And I did the open house thing a little bit, but I never was a big fan of door knocking unless like I had a purpose. But like, that's what I tell them. I'm like, if you really double down on your Instagram, because your sphere really is, at the end of the day, like that's your bread and butter. And then everything else is extra to me. And Instagram, right during this whole time, everybody was at home, especially like the first month. My engagement, like my viewers on my stories, my likes, my followers was through the roof. And it's because everybody was at home. So they're all on their phone, and they're all just like kind of trying to escape this world that we're in right now. And, you don't have to be salesy on your stories and stuff. But like I took what I did in March, I did March Madness Celebrity Home Edition. and I pitted different celebrity homes in like a Sweet 16 bracket. I'm not a big
Nice.
sports guy, but I like those brackets. I always think that's fun because it
Yeah.
kept me like engaged every March in a sport. But I put like, Jennifer Aniston versus like Kylie Jenner or
Uh-huh.
something like that. And then like, there was a winner, and I used the poll feature on stories for people to vote. So they felt like they were a part of it. And so many people were like DMing saying like non-agents saying like, Andrew, this was the content we needed right now. Like,
Yeah.
I just love like escaping into these homes, and this was just so fun. And so many agents now, like agents and like just normal followers are like, hey, like, can you do another celebrity home edition? Like, that was really fun. So I think doing stuff like that where it's not, pushy, but people still know I'm in real estate there, but like making it fun.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's awesome, Andrew. I really like that idea. I think that's super cool. I didn't do one of those, but there was one of those on the Golf Channel for like favorite movie golfers, and like
Mm,
I got into it. I was like,
yeah,
I got to get my guy to win. My guy came in second, but hey, whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah.
still,
That's exactly like that's what people were doing. They were so excited that like their votes were going, their people were going through the next round.
yeah,
So I definitely should just do that again, like once a month or something. And it only took me about like 20 or 30 minutes to really sit down and plan it out. And once I had it planned out, like once a week for like 3 weeks there, I just kind of had to like move the celebrities because who was moving to the next round. I
right.
had to change up, but it didn't take that long.
Oh,
It
that's
really
that's
does.
amazing. Really cool content. And you guys, if you're just joining us, I'm live here with Andrew Jevin, the snapping realtor, because of Snapchat, not snapping photos or turtles, right?
Yes.
And we're talking all about Instagram, guys. So how to grow your Instagram following, how to crush it on Instagram. If you're a real estate agent, really, I mean, if you're in any sales profession, I would say this is applicable. And how to turn those followers into clients. And Andrew's got an awesome course. He gave us a VIP code. If you missed that, it's going to be in the description right after we're done here with the interview. So really good stuff. And Andrew, we do have a question for you. You ready for this one? This comes from Roberto Canas. And the question, I hope I said that name right. The question is, Andrew, how do you feel? This was one of mine, so I'm glad he asked it. How do you feel about talking about politics in your stories and feed?
I was waiting for that one.
You knew you
Uh,
were going to get
um,
that one. I knew you were going to get that one. Thanks, Roberto, man. Really appreciate the question. Let's get to it.
I tend to, I know I'm gonna hear about it, that I tend to steer away from politics on my Instagram, just because I don't ever want to like I'm going to offend one side.
Yep.
I have noticed though that I posted something when it came to a social issue recently, and an agent did DM me, and she said, "Thank you so much for that." Like, it's so refreshing to see an agent with your influence actually say something and speak up. So I learned that I can do that. But then I also like saw like I lost a lot of followers when I did that. But then for me, like, I'm like, well, you know what? It, those are the kind of people that I don't want following me if that's going to offend them. So it's touchy. That's something that I do struggle with. But then realizing that I have a platform to kind of speak out. So I'm finding my way of how I want to do that, and I do think it's like a personal. I see some agents that are so like boom, 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 and that works for them. I see some agents that like are not talking about it at all. That might work for them. So for me, it's you know I probably do it where I'm comfortable right now.
Got it. Very cool answer. I think that's very honest, and thanks for being vulnerable there. And, Roberto, it sounds like to me the answer really is, whatever personally you feel like you can do and you should do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. And by the way, I mean, for me, it like depends on the platform too. I feel like Instagram is not as much of a political platform as say Twitter, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just,
I would definitely. I don't use Twitter. I just go onto Twitter just to read the news and to sometimes read
right.
other people's tweets because I think I'm entertained by them.
It's
But
entertaining.
but for Instagram, I mean, like Instagram is a visual platform, but at the same
Yeah.
time, Instagram where at least for me most of my followers and my audience is on.
Yeah.
So I do have the most power on there.
Yep. That makes sense. I think it's a great answer, and I knew that question was going to come up for sure. I had it on my list, so I especially in light of it's an election year and there's a lot going on socially and stuff like that. So I think it's a good question. So Andrew, earlier you mentioned having fun on Instagram. I had a question for you in terms of mix of posts and things that you do. Do you have kind of an idea, or I would say a goal of like a mix between business, real estate, and then personal, family? Like for me, I always struggle with like, okay, should I be posting all about my kids and about my wine and my cigars and my off-roading stuff, or should it be more real estate, mix, combo? How do you manage that?
It's very easy for me. It's an 80-20 rule.
Okay.
80% personal, 20% my business.
Ah, perfect. Okay.
I really think that, you could do a 75-25 if that fits, but think about like that kind of number ratio there. I don't like when, you go to agents' pages and it's all houses, it's all real estate.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know what they look like. I don't know who they are. I don't know, like, I just like, it just looks like a digital billboard of like them bragging about themselves. Why don't you show a little bit of who you are? And, it doesn't need to be everyday pictures of yourself and stuff, but a nice mix. And especially within those first 6 pictures at all times needs to be a picture of you.
Okay.
Because think about it. When you go to somebody's Instagram, their profile, you only see those first 6 pictures at first, unless you start scrolling.
Right.
So you need to capture them with a bio, a clean bio. You need to capture them hopefully with some nice highlight covers, those little round circles.
Yeah.
And in your first 6 pictures better be a picture of you, because
That's
you
great.
literally have one chance to capture them, and hopefully that they then are interested in who you are to follow you.
Fantastic advice. So you guys, hopefully you wrote that down. I'm having someone write and take notes, and I'm going to rewatch. So that is great advice for sure. And if you're just joining us, I think that's awesome. And then the same kind of 80-20 rule applies for stories for you as well.
Yeah, for stories, I would say it ends up being that, because I'm showing a lot about what my day is. So I'm showing right now the days are just a little different than what they used to be. So I am trying to mix it up and show people, what my real estate world's like right now. And then also slide in, like if I'm going down to watch the sunset, or, going on a walk, or going, I just had dinner somewhere for the first time in like 4 months, posting that, but just showing people, a little bit of my personal life.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then Andrew, I had a question for you from someone before. I posted something in and saying, hey, throw me some questions that I can ask Andrew. And someone said, Andrew, all of your photos look so amazing. How do you get such great pictures?
Oh, I'll tell you, the newest iPhone is the best. The iPhone Pro. I have the iPhone Pro Max, the 11.
Yeah.
Some agents want to like get all these cameras. I'm like, this phone is the best camera. Put it in portrait mode and you're good to go. And I'm telling you, like, I really do believe in the Compass photo shoots that they offer us. So like, when things start going back to normal next year at this point, I don't know, but I would say get a good Compass photo, or a good lifestyle photo shoot. If you're not a Compass agent, get a good lifestyle photo shoot, like 2-3 times a year, because you can utilize that over and over again with just different captions. And also you can use that in like print collateral on websites. And they're just such good photos. So I do that. And then a lot of it's just, my partner taking the photos, or me taking my own photo.
Yeah. I gotta get my wife to take more pictures of me. That's the issue.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
that's a great idea. That's a fantastic idea, right? To get a professional photo shoot a couple times a year. And then, and by the way, I didn't even know Compass offered that. I'm new to Compass, so I had no idea. That's awesome. But great. Okay, cool. Very, very good advice. All right, Andrew, we got another question for you here from our audience. By the way, you guys, if you're watching this, we want to thank you. Hit that thumbs up button, give us some love, and also throw a question in the chat box. We'll get them all answered. We got them queued up. Andrew got another question for you, which is, you're crushing it on Instagram. Why haven't you branched into other social media platforms? Do you prefer to just keep it just on Instagram, and why?
I do have a Facebook business page. I mostly just post articles on that. Facebook business pages, it's hard because you're not really getting in front of people that don't know who you are, like Instagram. So Facebook, I post like if there's a new Curbed LA article about like West Adams blowing up or something, or what's going on the Crenshaw line, or new restaurants opening up in Santa Monica, I'll post that article on my Facebook business page. I've recently started getting into TikTok. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, I'm trying. I have a couple ideas that I want to do to see if, like, because you post and you just don't know if that's what's going to blow up or not.
Right.
And I know you just have to have fun with it. But for me, I like want to know that it's going to work before I do it, and I know it works on Instagram. But I'd say TikTok would be the next one for me, and I'm slowly getting in there, and I have a few ideas of stuff I want to like film around LA for TikTok. That's
Right.
kind of real estate related and fun. So that's going to be something that I plan to do in July. So we'll see. So I'm not against it. It's just that Instagram for me is the best way to get in front of people that don't know me, specifically agents right now, because I've been getting a lot of agent to agent referrals
Okay.
from Instagram. And I think that is so important. So I've been kind of just focusing on Instagram.
Awesome. My kids are on TikTok, so I stay out of there. I don't want to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
So Andrew, you brought
So
it up a couple of times. I do want to mention it and talk about it because I made a note about it. Agent to agent referrals. So a lot of agents I hear will say, "Oh, I don't want agents on my Instagram page." Sounds like you're doing the complete opposite. Talk to us a little bit about that part of your business.
yeah, so a lot of agents they say like they're like, oh, I have like it's mostly my following's agents. Like it's
Right.
so annoying. I'm like, that's great. That is the best. You guys aren't realizing that you're going to get agent to agent referrals. And it really started for me, I'd say, in the past like 6 months. All of a sudden, I get these DMs saying, "Hey, I'm an agent in Texas. I have a friend that's moving out to California. Like, can I refer them to you?"
Hmm.
Or I've referred out business to agents in New York City of friends that I have here that were moving to New York. I've gotten an agent referral from a Compass agent, a grandmother up in outside of Napa who found me and saw me on Instagram, and now I'm working with her granddaughter. So that's all done agent to agent. And like, what better lead to get than a vetted lead that's ready to go, that I don't have to spend like a year grooming and like, nurturing. I'm like, no, you're ready to go. Like in a month, we're going to go look at houses. Done. I'll
Oh yeah.
give you 20%. Like that's fine. 25%. So I think that's so key. And what I love is so many of these agents I've never met, I don't know, and they don't know me, but they feel like they do because of Instagram. So they feel like they see my everyday, that because I'm showing who I am, I'm trustworthy, authentic, relatable, people are going to want to work with me. So I think that agent to agent, that's key right now.
That's awesome, Andrew. And it's interesting because in my coaching, when I coach real estate agents and teams, agent to agent referrals is a segment of the business that not a lot of people focus on. And if you focus on it and give it some attention, that can be a big part of your business. A lot of the teams I coach, it's like 25% of their business is agent to agent referrals from other places. So that's fantastic. On that note, though, digging a little bit deeper, let me ask you a question, because you said she found you on Instagram. So here's the question I have is, how do you get found on there by other people that don't know you, that aren't following you?
So I would say every time I post, hashtags.
Mm-hmm.
That's how people that don't follow you find you.
Got it.
Every time I post, I use the hashtag Agents of Compass.
Mm-hmm.
I always hashtag Realtor, and I always hashtag real estate. Those three, and I always hashtag entrepreneur. Those are like, not like every post gets those. Even if it's just me, I'll still post hashtag real estate, because that's how people are going to find you. And that's how you, like, if you don't hashtag, you're not going to grow your followers, because you're not broadening your audience. So the two biggest things I'd say, there's three to get followers, is use your geolocation.
Uh-huh.
Every time you post, it could be as broad as Los Angeles. It could be specific as Orange Theory, Santa Monica.
Okay.
You gotta use that geolocation. I use anywhere between like 15 and 25 hashtags. You can use up to 30 hashtags per post, because that's how you're going to get out in front of other people as well. And then also have a good caption that's kind of thought provoking. That I really think a lot of mine, I try to ask a question Like, could you imagine yourself in this bathtub? Because then people start commenting. And then as soon as they comment, I comment back. So now if 12 people commented, I'll comment back 12 comments. So now I have 24 comments. So that's boosting me up on everybody that follows me, their feed.
Awesome. Such great advice, Andrew, man. So appreciate it. This is fantastic. By the way, you guys, I should mention one more time, if you're just joining us, that if you are getting value out of this, if you're like, hey, Andrew's awesome and I love this advice, Andrew's got an amazing course for you. It's going to be in the description. I'm promoting the heck out of it, and you get $100 VIP discount code that'll be in the description as well after we're done. So you can jump in there. I know that's something that we definitely want to do because I have a newer account that we just switched over to, and I want to grow it. So this is going to be great. So Andrew, earlier in the show, you mentioned one big mistake that people make, which is buying likes and followers. I'd love to ask you, what other mistakes do you see people making on Instagram that people really should be avoiding?
So I tell this story in my course. I made the biggest mistake for the first year on Snapchat. I was going to these, $15 million home, 15 million, 20, 25, $30 million homes up in the hills. Because I just thought that was really, they were the best homes I've ever seen. And I was posting them a lot on Snapchat and Instagram stories. I didn't realize by doing that, I was losing out during that time on a lot of business because people that followed me, specifically people in my sphere that were like once or twice removed, they thought I only did luxury real estate. So why they didn't want me to waste my time with their, $800,000 condo.
Right.
And then I would see that they would have bought it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not saying why didn't you use me? But I would, lay down the groundwork, and then they would be like, oh yeah, they're like, we just use Redfin agent or an agent at the open house because we thought you only do luxury homes. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta it's nice to see those homes, but I really do need to bring it down the hill. And start showing people of the real business that I do. So that did hurt me for about a year, I think.
Interesting.
Showing luxury real estate when I wasn't a luxury, and I had no desire to be in luxury real estate, because I like helping first-time home buyers, first-time home sellers to move up, the people that are millennials that are my age and stuff. So I definitely learned my lesson there. So I'd say, go to, when it comes to real estate, also, I love the aspirational stuff because I think those are just the best looking pictures, but also then once in a while, throw in the stuff that's attainable.
Sure. Just to be clear, you won't turn down a $20 million listing though, if someone wants it.
Yeah. That's I went to the Forest Knoll, Sally Forster Jones place up in the Hollywood Hills, $32 million farmhouse. And in my DMs, I'm still responding to DMs right now from when I posted that last week. Right. So I think it is fun to show that stuff. And I would love, because I've heard stories that people have gotten big time sales from Instagram.
Yes.
So, you never know who's watching.
Yeah, totally. I've heard the same. We have some clients that's happened to as well. So it's great. But I agree with you. You got to also post the relatable stuff because that clientele is limited, and so you want to make sure you're appealing to everyone.
Yeah.
And that your clients know that you're there for them, no matter what price range.
Yeah. I definitely messed that one up for a year. So learn from my mistakes.
All right, so that's a really good one. And one other question I have for you, you've kind of covered it, but I want to be a little specific for some folks. Let's say someone has, a brand new Instagram account. They're new to Instagram and they really want to, as you say, double down on it. So in addition to taking your course, or maybe this is covered in the course, but what would you say are kind of the top 3 things they should do right away to grow that account and start turning those followers into clients?
I would say a couple things. Your content, what you post, is really important because you got to start putting out really good content. And that's stuff that you can learn in the course of what kind of content to put out. The other thing would be sometimes I'll get into a mindset where I'm okay, I need 100 followers in 2 days, 3 days. So I'll that will be my goal. So what I do is I will set my timer on my phone for 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, and I'll actively engage, and I'll pick Agents of Compass, and I won't just like pictures. I'll also go in and I'll comment. So if say they just sold a home, I'll say congratulations, that that pool looks awesome. Like it's going to be specific stuff. It's going to take 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But chances are those people that are those agents or anybody that I'm engaging with, it brings them back to my page. And then I'm hoping that they get on my page and see that I have pretty good content, hopefully to them, that they want to follow me.
Awesome. Great
So
advice.
that to me, I think is and then also using the geolocation to find people, like, when I did that at Orange Theory, Santa Monica, or different restaurants. But
Yeah.
those were the biggest things when I get into like a hyper growth mode where I'm like, I need 100 followers in 2 days. Like, what am I going to do? And also a trick that I do, I realized I've been doing this the past couple months, is I'll go under an agent or somebody that has a lot of followers, and I'll go under their followers and engage with them. Specifically, like we can say Tom Ferry.
Uh-huh.
Because I know Tom Ferry has all agents that follow him.
Right.
So go under them, I can start engaging with those agents to get those agents on my page. Obviously, I want them agents to take an online course about Instagram, but also like I want to just build my following in general. And agents are usually the easiest people to get to follow you.
Right.
But then you can pick these locations, and that also helps. Like I've gotten so many, I've been doing business in like West Adams, part of LA, and there's like all these cool restaurants opening up there. So I make sure to go to these restaurants and I share it on my story and tag them. And then now those restaurants all follow me. And now they're sharing my stuff on their story. So now, like, usually restaurants have a very like localized following. So if you can get your stuff on their story where they tag you, that's going to help, because now all of a sudden those people are like, you're getting in front of that audience.
Awesome, man. Oh, Andrew, such great advice, you guys. A lot of this stuff, I sometimes you hear like these interviews or advice from IG people, and you hear generic advice, right? Like, oh, be consistent. Okay, I know, right? But you're giving such awesome, specific advice. So such great value, guys. If you're getting value, hit that thumbs up. Throw a comment or a chat in here. We'll get these answered here as we continue in our interview here. So this is just awesome, awesome stuff, Andrew. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate your time here. And this is really great. And you guys, if you want more of this kind of stuff from Andrew, remember to check out his course. He's got an Instagram course that you can jump into and get all the coaching. Because for me, look, information is great. A lot of people will hear all this, but they won't actually do it. If you get into a course and you get into a community and you have that accountability, that's what will really make you do it, right? So that's great.
Yeah. I'm getting actually ready today I'm sending out to everybody in the course, all the students in the course, all of their Instagram handles, because I want, as soon as we like one of the students post, I want them to say that they just posted, so that everybody goes in and likes and comments on their post. So if, we have 32 students in, let's just say even half of them end up doing it,
right?
15 comments. And then if that student then comments back, that's 15. So now all of a sudden their post has 30 comments.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing stuff like that to get that community, because I think that that's what's going to help, motivate and grow.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's so cool. So Andrew, one more question I have for you that I actually got before the show is, so we've talked a lot about growing your following and commenting and all that kind of stuff. As far as actually turning those followers into clients, I noticed you don't do any kind of like hard selling on your Instagram. A lot of it is soft and things like that. So is there anything else you could tell the people watching about how to do that part, which is really where the ROI comes in?
Yeah. So for me, I don't necessarily have to do such hard selling, because everybody knows that I do real estate. The hard selling for me, like, so I tell people like this was like a year ago, a friend had like a co-ed baby shower, and my partner and I, we walked in and we were like a little late because I had something to do with real estate, and there was probably a good 150 people there. I walked in and everybody wanted to come up to me to talk real estate. I did not have to go up to one person, even though like that I haven't seen in years, to like be like, oh yeah, I got into real estate a couple of years ago, because these were a lot of acquaintances type people.
Right.
And they all wanted to talk about real estate. They all wanted to talk about different neighborhoods. And like literally on the way there, I was like studying like on the Compass app, the market snapshots of like West Adams. We were going to Manhattan Beach. So I was like, I should know a little bit about what's going on in Manhattan Beach, because I know the Manhattan Beach people are going to ask me.
Right.
And so it's not when you do it consistently and you have the presence, you don't as much have to do that hard sell. The hard sell, like, is, when I'm, previewing a home, like I went to a home in Ladera Heights a couple weeks ago, and I put that on my Instagram. So many of my followers now, like, told me that they are interested in Ladera Heights. I would have no idea that these people were looking. So now, like, they're on my radar. So I just need to make sure I, like, every time that they post a picture, I like and comment on it. Like, I know they just had a baby. I should send them a $25 gift card to, like, Babies R Us or something. So it just, like, that's the hard sell is, or, once in a while you can just go on and just say, is anybody looking to buy or sell? And then if any in 2020, and then the people that write yes, you make sure to reach out to them.
Awesome, man. Again, fantastic stuff. And by the way, Elena says, love the 80-20 rule, little Pareto principle for Instagram. So thanks for that comment. Elena, appreciate that. So, Andrew, I know you said earlier that you set a timer on your phone, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the afternoon. So realistically, though, be honest, how much time do you spend a day on Instagram?
So that does depend. There has been some days where, like, my thumb hurts.
Yeah.
Being on my phone too much, I'll admit it. But I also think about it this way, is like, Instagram is my lead generation. So,
right.
Like, for the people that door knocked for an hour or two, like, if I'm on Instagram for 45 minutes, like, that is my way of door knocking, as long as I am not just, like, stalking people, or, like, not like I'm engaging with people. So, to me, like, it does matter. Like, there's some weeks where I'm like, I just need to, like, slow it down a little bit. I've been doing that recently. In the beginning of June, I definitely did.
Yeah.
And it felt nice. But, I've been slowly ramping it back up again. And, it is my lead generation. So it's if I don't want to call people and be like, do you want to buy or sell? Or,
right.
Hey, I know you guys have been in your condo. Like, you just had a baby. Like, I can do it so much, like, on the sly on Instagram. Awesome. Without, like, offending anybody, like, in a time like this, being like, we're in a pandemic with everything that's going on. Like, why are you being salesy?
Yeah, no, I think it totally makes sense. The reason I asked the question actually is, like, I find myself sometimes just, like, getting lost in the phone, and then you're like, 3 hours have gone by. And
yeah. I mean, it definitely, sometimes that does happen to me. But I just kind of see it as, it is my lead generation. So.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. Well, Andrew, we've talked a lot about business. I want to jump to some fun personal stuff, and I'm going to follow. We can't follow your 80-20 rule because we've talked 80% about business, but let's at least talk 20% personal. So on the show, I do something called my lightning round, and first of all, I'm going to tell the audience that if you're getting value, again, hit that thumbs up. If you have questions, throw them in. We'll try to get them answered. If we can't get them answered now, we'll answer them afterwards on YouTube. All the stuff will be in the description, as well as the link to the course and the VIP code. So, Andrew, you tell our audience, I have not prepped you for the lightning round. You don't know what's coming.
I said I'm an open book. You can ask me anything.
Love it. Yep. I asked you before the show if there's anything I can't ask you. You said no. So here we go. The rules of the lightning round are, you can answer with whatever comes to mind. You don't have to explain it. You could just tell us whatever the first thing is. Or if you don't want to answer, you could just say pass. So you ready to rock for the lightning round?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Hold on. Let's do a little party noise here. There we go. Oh, no, that's not the party noise I wanted, but whatever. All right, here we go. So, Andrew, what is your superpower?
I don't even know what a superpower is. That's like a superhero stuff, right? What is a superpower?
Yeah, any kind of superpower.
I would say, honestly, that I'm very empathetic.
That's a good one. Yeah, there you go. I love it. Okay, so when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, an architect, and then an actor.
Got it. Okay, cool. What profession other than your own, and we'll say other than acting since you've already given this one, would you like to attempt?
Oh, to work at a winery.
Oh, I'm with you. If you get that job, let me know. What profession would you not like to do?
I would not like to. I would not like to probably be like something in a big corporation.
Yeah, me either.
I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, no corporate stuff. Okay, you've talked about food, so you'll like this one. What's your favorite restaurant or type of food?
My favorite restaurant right now. Well, my favorite type of food is Italian. My favorite restaurant is Felix on Abbot Kinney right now.
I haven't been there.
Oh my God, it's the best Italian restaurant. Oh my God, it's so good.
All right.
But yeah, Italian,
All right.
anything
Well,
Italian.
we're gonna go there and geocode it and tag it and post
Yes,
about
yes, yes.
it. There we go. Okay. Who's your favorite musician or type of music?
Britney Spears.
Love it.
You weren't expecting that.
No.
Britney.
All right.
Pop music, and I also love a good musical. I love Hamilton, so
I saw you post about that.
I post Hamilton a lot.
Oh, you got a Felix fan. Someone just put in the comments, Felix the pasta! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Best in the world.
Cacio Pepe, it's the best.
All right. All right, we got fans. And I've never heard of it, so there you go. And I've lived in LA for a long time, so I got to go check that out. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, my favorite question of the lightning round. What car best embodies your personality?
I love my Audi Q3. It's an SUV. It's not too big. I can fit my open house signs in it. I feel like a soccer mom, and I love it.
Perfect. Sorry, I love that question because I'm a car guy. So
yeah, I was gonna say I know nothing about cars.
Okay, last question of the lightning round. Here we go. This is great. Thank you so much for sharing. People get to know you a little bit personally as well. The man behind the $1 million course, right? Okay. What natural gift would you most like to possess that you don't have?
Yeah, I would like a better voice, a singing voice, a better singing voice.
All right.
I really would just like to be able to riff and do all kinds of stuff like that.
All right, cool. And by the way, Miles Trevor says Joe Rogan can't stop talking about Felix. So you're getting a lot of love for this Felix restaurant.
I think you're close by, aren't you?
I'm in the Valley. I'm in the San Fernando Valley, but it's close.
Yeah, you got. Oh God, you got to try it.
Yeah. These days, no traffic, so it's like 20 minutes.
Actually, I got 3 sets of buyers looking at Woodland Hills right now. So I've been in Woodland Hills a lot. I love Woodland Hills.
Oh, there you go. All right, well, we'll have to grab some lunch when you're out here in the Valley. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and see, all right. So thanks a lot, Andrew. My wife is watching, Elena, and she says, "Danny, take me to Felix."
You guys, that's a great date night place. I'm telling you.
All right, cool. We'll go because she, I do appreciate she goes with me to Mastro's since that's my favorite all the time, and so she's getting sick of it. She's like, "We need new restaurants." So there you go.
Yeah, Mastro's is good.
Awesome. All right, we'll make a reservation, Elena. There you go. So cool.
Black Liquor Market though on Ventura, I love that place. Have you been?
Which one?
Black Liquor Market in Studio City. It's on Ventura Boulevard.
No.
It's Italian-ish. It's great, really good.
I'm boring, man. It's In-N-Out or Mastro's for me.
Those lobster mashed potatoes. Pretty good.
Too. There you go. Well, Andrew, thanks for sharing, man. I actually love the lightning round of these because I love to get to know people personally and the audience as well. Just kind of see what makes you tick there. So you guys, thank you for all the comments. Andrew, thanks for all this information. I think this has been fantastic, and you've shared so much with everyone. Before we go, I want to just see if you want to give everyone some parting words from the Snapping Realtor. What do they want to know before they jump off here?
I would say, today, get on Instagram and start engaging. Clean up your bio. You go to my bio for some inspiration, and then start engaging. Use your hashtags, your geolocation, and stay consistent. And sign up for the course.
I love it, man. Well, this has been fantastic. And you guys, the course info will be down in the description. Andrew's Instagram handle's down there, but it's the Snapping Realtor. Super easy to remember. Jump on there, check out what he's doing, sign up for his course. This has been really, really great, Andrew. I so appreciate your time today, and good luck with everything real estate related and otherwise. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Danny.
All right, you guys, everyone have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. We do this, by the way, every single Thursday at 9 a.m. So tune in, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I guess I got to promote my Instagram too. So that'll be in the bio. So go check it out. And I'm going to get more consistent because I'm going to take Andrew's course and I'm going to crush it on Instagram, turn those followers into clients. Thanks again, Andrew. Appreciate it, man. Everyone have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.